Hi everyone! In this video, we will find the domain and range of a quadratic function. Determine the domain and range of the parabola in interval notation. F of x equals -2 times the quantity of x plus 5 quantity squared plus 10. This equation was given to us in vertex form. Vertex form is f of x equals a times x minus h quantity squared plus k, with a vertex at h and k. Noticing that there's a subtraction here, but the h is positive here. So we need to change our equation to match that to find our vertex. That'll help us determine the domain and the range. Let's go ahead and change this to -2. X minus a -5 is how we change that, because when we have a subtract a negative, it becomes add the opposite, or plus 5. Quantity squared, and this still matches because it's plus k, so we can leave it as plus 10. This helps us to know that h is -5 and positive 10 is k, meaning that our vertex is at -5, positive 10. Giving a really rough sketch of our graph, we'll go over -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 10. We'll pretend this is 10, and this is where our vertex will be, right here at -5, positive 10. Now again, just a quick sketch, but we do notice that this a out in front is negative. That tells us that the parabola is upside down, or is a frowny face going in this direction. Now that we're looking for domain and range, domain is any restrictions from left to right will help us to identify the domain. And there's no restrictions. We can substitute any x value in. And since we were asked to go for interval notation, we start on the left and move to the right. There's no restrictions to the left, so we can keep going all the way to -infinity, and then we move all the way to the right. Again, no restrictions anywhere in between or on the end, so we're going to move to positive infinity. So for our domain, in interval notation, we'll go from -infinity to positive infinity, and where we can't include infinity, we'll use our endpoints of parentheses and not brackets. Now let's find the range. The range is all of the y values, and there is a restriction here because I notice that there are no x values above this point on the graph, right here. There's no y values up here, nothing happens, but the y values do start right here at the vertex, and this y value of the vertex is positive 10. And then all of the y values continue that direction, and that's going down to -infinity. Going from lowest to highest, that would start at -infinity, so our range starts at -infinity, and it ends at positive 10, and it includes the positive 10 because that vertex is included in the parabola, so to include that, we use a bracket. We now have domain and range in interval notation of this parabola, and we're all done.